What's up, everybody? Welcome to Coach Kirb Sports Talk with Kirby and Bergie, episode number 3. And Bergie, look who we have with us tonight.
Yeah.
Spencer.
Can't tell what side.
Bragg.
Can't tell what side he's on. It doesn't matter.
Well, right
Don't
now
matter.
he's to my right, and we're both above you. So just so you know, let's do this right, folks. Joining us tonight, former Lawton Eisenhower star running back. Former University of Tulsa running back turned defensive back / punt returner. Correct, Spin? Also, former center fielder and a former teammate of my esteemed co-host, Bergie, at Lawton.
Save me some runs. Appreciate that.
We have Spencer Braggs. Spencer, welcome to the program.
Man, thanks for having me, guys. I've been caught up on all the episodes or all the podcasts, and it's a great deal that you're getting to do something that you've always loved to do. I love talking sports. I may not know all of the sports, but it's always good to get somebody's perspective, somebody else's outlook on some of the teams that are out there, and just being a bunch of guys. Trying to figure it out about this new landscape that we call athletics now.
Well, Spin, and I think at some point, too, people just get tired of listening to me and Coach Kirb. And so bringing you in and hopefully some others down the road. And hopefully this isn't just a one-time deal, young man, because we know you have a perspective and we know you have experience. And we certainly love to lean into that, tap into that anytime. But we sure appreciate you, bud. I haven't seen you in a while. Lots of good memories going back. And so here in a second, after Coach Kirb throws a little thing at you, I want to ask you a question I've never even talked to you about because I'm interested in your perspective on it.
Okay.
One other little, as Bergie likes to say, nugget, that when my first episode with Grant joining me, I spoke of his 11-inning complete game in Legion Ball and his center fielders that long afternoon, and Shawnee, right, guys? Was it Shawnee?
It was Shawnee.
Was none other than Spencer. So
yeah,
that was quite a performance by Bergie, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Spencer, just talk to us about your playing days at TU. Actually, no, wait, start with your playing days at Ike first.
Well, it was one of those things where Lawton, the city of Lawton, had a lot of talent coming out in the late 80s, early 90s, and you had some sort of allegiance. We had turned the tide. I wanted to emulate my football game and my career behind one Dwell Brewer and the Dwight McFadden's and the Maurice Mayfields of the world. Just wanted to be a part of that, and was very, very fortunate to be able to play football at a high level. And I will say that a lot of people, including you, Berg, who at one point in time was an offensive lineman, made my job a whole lot easier to be able to accomplish some great things at Lawton Eisenhower. It's pretty sweet, pretty good days, just great football, great athletics, just all around during that time, all the way from your 4A, 5A to the 6A class, which we were actually the initial 6A class that we see today here in Oklahoma. So very proud to be a part of something special like that. Wish I could have had some different color hardware other than silver. But very, very appreciative of all the people that I played with, a lot of the teammates that are here and have gone. And, we've lost some folks as we've gotten older, and just reflect on those times as just being great times, just being around great people. And I think that's something to be said for not only the city of Lawton, which that sometimes get bad raps, but just that time in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, not just legendary teams across the city in multiple sports. But yeah, I think, we were part of that 1992, I believe, the first ever 6A state championship game. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mr. Braggs. I think we were up 14-3 going into the fourth. And go ahead.
Well, we just needed to complete a halfback pass. I think if we complete a halfback pass, we'd get the Norman Tigers reeling on their heels And back then, football was not a spread them out, run and shoot, throw it down the field, and let's see what happens. You kind of had to line up and grind it out.
Loved
I think
it.
we
Loved it.
had a good opportunity, and it's just one of those things that it just didn't bounce our way, and I know it's unfortunate. Fun fact is that we actually had to play that game a week later, and we can call it and say we can have excuses or what have you. I would almost venture to guess that if we would have played it a week early, I would have liked to seen our odds then, because I think we were razor sharp at that time, and basketballs weren't being rolled out and wrestling mats weren't being rolled out, and athletes were kind of itching to go to a different sport, and that's just kind of how it all happens. But we had to delay it another week, and well, it was the best game that was being played that Saturday by far, and I was blessed to be a part of that.
Yeah, and I can't agree with you more, and I was a much smaller part of that. But, I mean, you got to tip your hat, too, to the Norman Tigers. That was a pretty darn good team. Dusty Lovelace, I believe, was anchoring that defensive line. Tyrell Peters, OU stud, and Brian Self. Was it Brian Self? What was his name? Is that his name? I mean, they had a three-headed monster. We had, I would argue, six-headed monster. Just didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but I'm with you. I think there was ice or snow that weekend before, they pushed it, and we made it up there. And in a lot of ways, a dream come true, but in a lot of ways, man, just shy. Question for you, man. I got an important question.
I'm gonna take my headphones off for this question. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Grant.
Spencer, obviously, you grew up pretty significant OU fan. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But then there's that jersey behind you.
Oh yeah.
There was a day where you and your Golden Hurricane teammates came down to Norman. Remind me first kind of what year that was. Go ahead and just say it. You beat the Sooners on Owen Field. And I guess from a guy who's, I mean, I was a big fan of yours, obviously, still am, but how did that, what was that range of emotions like for you to do that at that stadium against that team? And when you look at it, and when you look back at it now, like what are the range of emotions?
Well, that's a very, very good question, and I get that a lot. I actually have a game ball that has the date, the score, and things of that nature in my office. It's, dare I say, it was bittersweet. I will tell you that I grew up wanting to be a Sooner. I knew that when I went to my first game on a Saturday playing Iowa State and watching Charles Thompson run down the sideline 97 yards, I looked at my mother, Miss Hardy, and told them this is what I wanted to do. And I had made up my mind that that's what I was going to do, was play college football, and I wanted to be at Owen Field on Saturdays. Unfortunately, I was not able to afford that opportunity as far as being a scholarship player. And was very, very blessed to be able to have the opportunity just to be able to play on that field. Now, I didn't really want to be an opponent, and the emotion was that we're going to play OU, and this is going to be a special day, and we're going to play the OU of 1996 and not of 1985 or 1975, but we were going to play the OU team, that product that was out there that Saturday. And we were fortunate enough to win that game. Highs and lows. Really, really memorable time on there. I do remember a flush of, man, I beat OU. I beat my team. But I'm also like, this is my team, and all the hard work that we put in, and the game plan that we put together was successful against OU on that day. I know a lot of people say that was during the Blake years or what have you, and rightfully so. They put out a product that they thought was the best. It was not the best product that we've seen in OU's history. But on that flip side, it was the best product that the University of Tulsa put out there, and we showed that. So,
yes, sir.
Who it was hardest on was those of us sitting in the stands, with you playing on one side and me wearing my OU colors on the other side. And I remember thinking, obviously, I wanted Spencer to do well, and I was pulling for the Sooners. Sorry, Spencer. Spencer knows that already. And there was a point in the game when OU pins Tulsa deep on their own 1, and I'm thinking, all right, get a stop here, get the ball, go score. Troy Degar and Wes Caswell had other ideas. They hit a 99-yard touchdown pass, I think, on first down, and pretty much explained how that entire day went for the Sooners.
Yeah.
I was happy for Spencer. It was a rough day to be a Sooner fan, but hey, I was happy for him.
Yeah. Well,
So
who would have thunk we would have ran a 3-yard out and turned it into a 91-yard run? But that was that day.
Yep.
If anything that went right for us, it did, and if anything that went wrong for OU, it did as well. Again, it is very, very nice to see whenever I go to an OU football game and we happen to play Tulsa or Tulsa's playing OU. That is the fun fact. When was the last time that Tulsa has beaten OU?
I did leave out one of Spencer's highest accolades. He's one of my nephews. I didn't even mention that in the introduction.
Yeah, you failed to mention that.
I failed to mention that.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's okay.
No, he's also
All right,
my
family.
nephew.
That's
So
all right, fam.
absolutely.
All right,
absolutely.
Coach Kirb, I'll let you take over, sir.
Well, we're going to jump into a little talk. Spencer's going to stay with us the entire program, whether he likes it or not. No, I asked him. He said he's willing to do it. He's been jump in. We get into discussion. Jump in whenever, anytime you want. But we're going to talk college football playoff, and I'm sure we all have feelings about it, where it should go. I personally, my thought, this is me. Y'all can agree or disagree. I think it needs to go to 16 teams. I said that in one of the clips that I put out there a couple weeks ago. I think it needs to go to 16, add 4 more teams, and then keep it at 16. Don't put it at 16 and 2 years later, we need to go to 24. Do we need to go to 32? Again, it's just my thought. I say put it at 16, leave it there, and the top 8 teams need to play home games on their campus. I think they've earned that right through the year. If they're a top 8 team, they should be 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, like the NCAA tournament does. Don't play. You have 4 teams playing, and 4 teams play at home, and the top 4 seeds you don't play at home. I think that's ridiculous. And then once you get through that, then you go incorporate your bowls after that. You get down to the top 8, incorporate your bowls. And another thing that's probably not popular, no G6s, no group of 6.
Okay.
James Madison and Tulane did not need to be in the college football playoff ahead of Notre Dame and Texas, 2 teams I'm not real fond of, but they deserve to be in there. I don't like what Notre Dame did, how they handled it, not playing in their bowl game. I didn't like that, but they should have been in, and God forgive me, the Longhorns should have been in also instead of James Madison and Tulane. That's just what I think. Let the group of 6 go and play their own playoff, whatever. I don't care how they do that, but that's just my thoughts. What do y'all think?
Go ahead, Spence.
With Tulsa being part of that G6 crew, I do have a little bit of
Sorry.
I get that. I understand that. You're almost playing. We're playing the same game at different levels. I mean, let's be honest and let's be real with ourselves. But as I reiterate, who would have thought that the 1996 Tulsa Golden Hurricane beat the Oklahoma Sooner on their own field?
That's fair.
That's why we play those. That's why we play those football games. Now, I'm not saying that they need. That's not. I don't think we should. I don't necessarily agree with the automatic bid that the G6 may get. Maybe they have a play in. Maybe they have to earn that right to play against some of the big boys or what have you. But there's always that anomaly where there's somebody in the American Conference that happens to crack the top 10. I mean, I believe several years ago there was a Houston Cougar team that went ahead and got to play in the Peach Bowl against the Florida State and won. So, I mean, it can happen. True. It does happen. Again, I think that's why we line up and play, because whether we want to or not, they're still kids. They're 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, 21-year-old kids. Well, I guess if you can get an 8th year, you can be 25, 26 year. But at the end of the day, you never know what product you're going to roll out every Saturday. You really, really don't. I'm not saying that they should be left out. I am saying that they should be afforded the opportunity. Maybe they have to jump through an extra hoop to do that. Maybe not.
I like that spin, and I'm going to disagree with you, Kirby, on the small school. I think America's a nation of underdogs, and now that we are what I would argue to be on top of the world when it comes to a lot of things, we started out as the lower the lower level, and so I agree with you, spin. Let's figure out a way to get a G6 team or somebody in there. Because once again, I mean, there's even the casual fan likes to root for a Cinderella, and you see that in NCAA basketball. You see that a lot with, these teams that seemingly come out of obscurity and make a little meteoric rise during the tournament. And in Porter Moser is a great example of that. Porter Moser doesn't go to OU if he doesn't do that in the NCAA tournament. And with your argument, Kirb, he may not make the NCAA tournament. And I don't know all the stats details from that particular team, Loyola Chicago, that year, but just an example there. So I'm a fan of getting, one of those teams, or maybe even two if they've earned it. But let me throw something at you, because we're a long way away from that 2011 OSU Cowboy team, who I feel like was the best team in the country, and they got squeezed out of a two-team
I agree with
BCS.
that. I agree.
There's a two-team BCS. We get screwed out of that. Guys, that team with Weed and Blackman, I'm telling you, and I'm biased, and that field goal did go through, by the way, in Ames, Iowa, that Thursday night when the plane crash happened. Just a lot of things went wrong that day. They did not get the opportunity to play for a national championship, and they may never get one on the trajectory they're on. But we're a long way from two teams, so I agree that the expansion was needed, and I actually like 16 teams. Let me give you a couple of matchups, by the way, because I went ahead and took the most recent BCS final week rankings, and then I matched them up 1 through 16. You want to hear some of these, fellas?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay, this would be a first-round game. Indiana versus James Madison. Kirb, I know your thoughts on that one. And Ohio State versus Tulane. Okay, you're right. Whatever you're going to say, you're right. But then start hitting some of these. Tell me which one of these games or two you feel like is probably the most intriguing if we would have had a 16-team tournament this past year. Georgia versus Vanderbilt. Texas Tech versus Texas. Oregon BYU. Ole Miss, Notre Dame, A&M and Miami, OU, Alabama. That's the 8-9 game. How about that, fellas? There's about 4 games there. I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I would have liked to have seen a Texas versus Texas Tech.
Same.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that one.
Now, you mentioned this earlier, and I'm open to whatever you guys think. Are you guys traditionalists enough to feel like the bowl system is something we should be clinging on to?
I agree. Yeah.
Because this would, and you mentioned it earlier, Coach Kirb, this kind of, I don't know, devalues the bowl system. Are you guys big, Rose Bowl and Gator Bowl and Sugar Bowl? Is that something that you just want to hold on to, or where are you guys on that?
I do. I like the bowls. I mean, I like flipping channels during the holidays and flip on I don't know the Poulon Weed Eater Bowl. That's not even a bowl anymore, but one of those meaningless bowls. If it's a football game, if it's college football, I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I just am. The Gasparilla Bowl or the Belk Bowl, or the bowl where they dump the mayonnaise on the winning coach. The Duke's Mayo Bowl.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna watch those bowl games. It's just yeah, I know it. I can't imagine having that done to me. By the way, I'm a fan of the bowls. Spin, what about you?
Well, and I will tell you this: I'm a big fan of, like you said, even if it's bad football, I'm going to watch it. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Tuesday. Whenever they started throwing some of the mid-major Tuesday games and the Wednesday games, the NIUs of the world, I like that. And I think it brings something a little bit different. Me being someone who has gone to a lot of the bowl games, and you think that the team that should win, or the team that could win should win, and for some reason or another, they just get caught up. For some reason or another, that underdog plays their best game, and instead of it being a blowout, it becomes a game. I'm a big fan of the bowl. I really am. I'm a big fan of the neutrality of it. If you can travel, it shows. You can see it. And if you can't, that's shame on you. Then don't treat your sport like it's an accessory. So
good point. I got one last comment on this particular subject, the CFP. You got to think too. There's a lot of these kids that people in their ears. Once you get into December, some people already got one foot out the door. You know, they're worried about their investment on their possible NFL or pro football career, and that's when I think, Spin, you get some of those upsets because people start bailing on the team, and you don't really know what you have actually on the field sometimes. And I feel like that's an unfortunate part of our current landscape. Is as soon as that regular season's over, there are too many people bailing, in my opinion. And this is coming from a guy who had no football talent, and I didn't have a future possibility making 6-7 digits, and so I can't judge them. I just know it's probably not good for the average football fan, and so maybe those bowl games, I don't know, in some ways devalue because you don't know who's going to bring who and who's opting in and opting out.
Yeah. Well, if you're the purist, I mean, and I would like to think that the three of us pretty much know what's going on behind the game, what's the game within the game, or what have you. You know this is going to happen. And so that's why you practice those last 15 days or whatever extra days to get prepared for that bowl game, to see what product you do have, to see what is coming out, to see what, I mean, that there's going to be some loss to the draft, to attrition, to injury, to whatever. But, if you're truly following that team, what's kind of in the staple. Like,
yeah.
Are we dabbling our toe into the NIL thing right now? Because I'm geared up and ready to go on this one.
Yeah, let me say one more thing. And again, I wasn't meaning to disrespect James Matt at Tulsa. Hey, I love what you said about the play-in game. I like that. I never even thought of that. Play that before, and that way you get your 16th team in there. I mean, I'm okay with that. And I wasn't disrespecting those smaller schools, or not smaller schools.
We get it.
Group of 6. But, I just know how it went last year and how those games turned out last year. And y'all are right. You never know on a given day who's going to beat who. But anyway, yeah, Grant and I gave our takes last week on the NIL transfer portal, and I was just curious. I was thinking today, Spencer, what kind of an NIL package would Spencer Braggs have gotten in 1995 to go to the University of Tulsa?
This is a question that has just dawned on me since the NIL has kind of began. Officially. Let's be honest again. Yeah. There's been some unofficial NIL been going on. Rhett Bomar.
SMU.
Everybody's been, let's be honest, okay? I did jot down some things, and, I've listened to the take about how the NIL is ruining the game and what have you, and it is the NCAA's fault. They should have got out in front of it whenever they saw it coming. Everybody knew it was coming. They shouldn't have got out in front of it and had some guardrails on it. Now it's out of control, and it's really hard to put that toothpaste back into the tube, so to speak. But I'm on the other side of that, and I'm thinking like if I was the 19-year-old, 18-year-old kid. Y'all are talking about some life-changing money.
Facts.
Absolutely.
We're talking about not only I get to go to school, but my siblings might get the opportunity to go to school and not have to worry about a student loan, or not have to worry about how to wash my clothes every Saturday, or, is my car going to make it on the H.E. Bailey Turnpike, or do I have to pull off in Stroud to get some gas, or somebody come and get me? Those problems don't show itself anymore. My only take on this is, dadgummit, I really wanted to be a Sooner, and I would have played for free to be a Sooner. You would have played for free to be a Cowboy, or let's be honest, we did play for free. Yeah, they told us that we got a room and some square meals and got to go to class, and it wasn't online. We didn't have to worry. We had to go to school. I think the online thing has got out of control. You mean to tell me that Travis Hunter went to class? He got his degree online.
According to social media.
So, and who did his work?
Right.
So we can open up a whole nother can of worms. But y'all said it perfectly last week, that there needs to be guardrails. There needs to be some sort of salary cap. Maybe it's performance based, maybe not. I know that there was other internal reasons why I went to Tulsa that made me feel good about going, to have a little bit of extra change in my pocket to be able to supplement some of the other things that I would have liked to have done while at TU would have been amazing. But I'm looking at John Mateer, who's going to get $3 million for what, 13, 14 games, hopefully. Nestamaker is going to get $7.5 million for the next 2 years. Those are life-changing dollars.
He's making more money than the top 4 sports coaches, head coaches at OSU combined.
Yes, and so and then I'm looking at I'm looking at TU and Baylor Hayes, and I tried to find out if he had any type of dollar, and I think he gets a payday at the end of his playing career. So I think they hold people accountable, which not a bad idea. If you're going to come to TU, we're going to negotiate this contract, and when you fulfill that contract, you will now get paid.
Yes, sir.
So, and I don't know if that's like that everywhere else, but the money issue. You asked the question, how much would I have been worth? I would have played. I did play for free. I could have used a lot. I wasn't asking for $1 million. I wasn't. You can give me a little $10,000 a semester, and I'll be good.
There you go. You work for an auto dealership,
And I'll work in the summer.
We weren't even allowed to work back in our day. We weren't allowed to work. We weren't allowed to have a supplemental income. I was the poorest person on the planet, and I was playing, pretty high level baseball, and I was just, that was a tough time. I agree with you.
Sven, what do you think? What the NIL doesn't infuriate me as much as the transfer portal does. These guys transferring every single year. That's what pisses me off more than NIL. So what about that?
Well, we're getting a watered down product at this point, and we're searching for the better deal. At the beginning, I thought, well, if your coach got the transfer, because I had an allegiance to my head coach. I felt my head coach got let go within the season, and there would have been an opportunity for me to leave, but there would have been penalty behind that. I think that there's some sort of merit that if something happens, like your coach gets let go,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think that there's a avenue for that. But kids just playing on this, basically it's a semester contract. You go to summer workouts, you play the season, and now you're looking, hey, I didn't get the catches and I didn't have the money in my pocket. Where's the better deal? And shame on the other schools, and I say that, shame on the other schools for trying to poach players.
Yeah.
Agree. You're in the handshaking line, and somebody that's recruited you, and you know that, hey, we're going to slide you a little bit more extra change if you just go ahead and drop the school.
Yeah, kind of feels like Oklahoma high school football, Isn't
it? So, I just I hate the transfer portal. I think there needs to be some teeth behind it. You're going to commit. You get one. If you decide to go somewhere else, you need to sit. There needs to be some sort of penalty. Unless, now I will say this, there's one caveat, in my opinion. If you are a senior, a graduated senior, and you think you need to go on and take your talent somewhere else, great. Hey, OU doesn't have a veterinarian program. I'm going to transfer. I would like to be a veterinarian. I need to transfer to Oklahoma State so I can get at least a step into that program. I don't know. Something that, would benefit me as far as my education is concerned. Otherwise, I'll be wasting my time at OU trying to be a vet when they don't even have a veterinarian program. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. And that landed OU Jalen Hurts, that rule. It did. If they're not able to do that, they don't get him the year after they had Kyler Murray. And then they probably don't get the opportunity to go lose by 35 points to LSU in the Peach Bowl later that year.
Wow, here we go.
Anyway, all right, that's good stuff, Spin. Anything else? Grant, Bergie, anything?
No, I feel good about that.
I'm sorry.
I like his
No,
perspective.
you're
That was good.
We wanted your take on it. We both agree that we wanted to hear your take on that stuff. All right, moving on to the Oklahoma City Thunder Invitational, said it's called the NBA playoffs. Guys, they're winning this thing. I know y'all are Thunder fans, and y'all don't want to say that. I'll say that.
No.
Rat poisoning, guys. It's rat poisoning. Don't do this. Don't lull us to sleep. We know the game. This is rat
I know, that's
poisoning.
why I said that. I'm trying to make y'all nervous. No, they're really good. I mean, hey, the Lakers were in every game, really, and well, at least for the third quarter was of every game in that series was Thunder took over.
That's the
They
Thunder's
flexed
quarter.
their muscles.
That's their quarter. Yeah, that's when Thunder makes their runs, that third quarter. So, I don't know, man. I know you're kind of halfway joking, halfway not. But I even saw Kendrick Perkins today. Like, bro, I'm not so sure that the Knicks aren't playing the best basketball right now, and it's hard to argue that. I don't really want to see San Antonio, but that is a collision course, and that's going to be some popcorn material there. The Thunder and the Spurs lock it up or lock horns next round. So. Yeah. I'm a homer. Yeah, do I think the Thunder is good? Yeah, but I'm also really nervous about their next two possible opponents. It's going to be some good basketball.
I mean, but the Thunder has the Thunder has a Spurs problem. And you can say that the best players didn't play and this, that, and the other. We've all played, and we all know that for some reason or another, there is somebody or something that's got our number. And I think the Spurs is that people. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that the professionals know how to be professionals and turn it on when they need to. But in my experience, that doesn't happen very often. The last person that I knew that could do that was the Kobe Bryant of the world.
Yeah,
just be able to take it over. And I don't know if it makes me nervous. I will just say that. And I think Wembanyama, if he ever figures it out, like literally really figures it out, they'll have to change rules for the game. They'll have to change rules for the game, in my opinion.
And I'm not so sure that the key to this whole thing is Jalen Williams and his health. He's that dude. But how long is it going to take him to kind of blend back in with the team, or do you let him kind of come off the bench as the sixth man, kind of like Harden did back in the day with Westbrook and Durant? I mean, Harden was coming off the bench, but he was also closing games. I don't know if that's a thing, but Jalen Williams may be the kind of the cog to this whole thing for the Thunder.
Yeah, and I'm jacking with y'all when I say that, because I know if it was my team, I would hate it when somebody says, "Hey, this thing's over. They're gonna win the whole thing." But the Knicks are good. I mean, they put 144 points on the board in their deciding game against my week 1 bold prediction, the Philly. But they're really good. I don't know. I think the Thunder. If the Thunder play the Spurs, I will be the biggest Thunder fan in NBA history, because I hate the Spurs. As a Mavericks fan, I can't stand the Spurs. Kind of like Grant knows my feelings about the Houston Astros. I feel the same way about the Spurs. But
It's the same way I feel about the Patriots.
Yeah, exactly. You have that. Your team has that team that they don't like. But
I might be the minority on this, but I just don't know. I don't think the Knicks get out of the East.
Oh, you think Detroit or
you think Detroit?
What's the score back there, Spin? I can't see. What's the score back there?
It looks like it's 47-56 Detroit at this point in time in the I want to say the second quarter, minute and 40 left.
It's 2-2, right? That series 2-2?
Yes, sir.
So this is
2-2.
Pivotal game 5.
I just think that it's a lot like the Lakers. It's the Lakers of the East Coast. I think that there's a lot of glitz, glam, and some pressure that most other teams don't ever experience. And it's very nice and easy to get to the semis, but these cats they don't want to just go to the finals. They want to win that thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't think outside of what is his name, Brunson.
Jalen Brunson's a dude.
Jalen Brunson?
He's good.
I think outside of him, who else is going to stack up?
Good point.
Well, they start 3 Villanova guys, right? They start 3 Villanova guys, and anybody who's from the East or that area will tell you that Villanova is just some hard, tough-nosed basketball. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good point, Spin. And I also would throw in, the Thunder did win it last year, and sometimes the team that's the most desperate and the most hungry and I'm not saying that they haven't shown signs that they aren't hungry and desperate and want to win another one, because that's just not their DNA. But who knows, if somebody's just a little bit more hungry and a little bit more, from a preparation standpoint, from just a diet and going out at night and how long are you staying out at night, things like that. I don't see that in the Thunder. But once you win one, it kind of feels good to kind of bask in the glow.
Right. It feels real good to have your back patted. It really does. It really does. I just know that Cade Cunningham is a real dude. He is for real. He looks like he's got 19 points now by himself. They're just gritty. Both of those teams are just gritty. On paper, you would think Cleveland should just dominate. This should have been a 4-game, 5-game series at the best, and for some reason or another, the Pistons are just having their way with them every once in a while. Just
not
when
sharp,
they need it.
not as sharp. And at one point, they were the best team in the league when it comes to a record. When the Thunder kind of went through that lull they had early on, but they're not as sharp as they have been. Although I'm a big Cade Cunningham fan, obviously, but that team is dangerous. That could be There could be a lot of bumps and bruises, maybe not elbows to the face like they are with the Spurs, but a lot of bumps and bruises in that Eastern Conference Finals. I think both conference finals are going to be awesome. Yeah.
Now, are y'all concerned at all? And I know the Knicks are in the same spot. I would think if you're going to steal a game, it's going to be game one, because you're going to go up against a team that's been off for 7, 8, 9 days.
Yep.
I mean,
I know the
Thunder in game one against the Lakers, that was probably their worst game of the series. Would y'all agree?
Yes.
And they had been not played tonight. So I think if you're going to steal one, game one would be the game to steal. So
yeah, I agree.
But anything else? We'll talk a little Spurs and Wolves during bold predictions.
Whoa.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
No. I mean, recap.
Ooh, man, that's your tip of your hand there.
No. Okay. You want to go OSU first, Grant?
Yeah, that's fine. Don't have a whole lot here, but I'll start with softball did lose to Arizona State in the Big 12 tournament. Arizona State, for whatever it's worth, did go on to beat Texas Tech, who I believe was number 1 in the country, 4-0 in the championship. So you found a hot team there, right? So nothing to hang your head about. They did get a 13 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. They did get to host, and so they are hosting in Stillwater, and they will host Stanford, Princeton, and Eastern Illinois. They've actually lost twice already to Stanford. So they got their hands full with softball in these regionals. And but I did see a stat there against the 3 top seeds in the entire tournament. OSU's 3-1. So once again, I mean, it's a tough team to figure out, but I like their chances there. As far as baseball goes, they went into Arizona State. Remember, they were kind of riding a 7-game win streak. And game 1 in Tempe, they're down 6-3 in the 9th, and they score 6 in the top of the 9th. That's kind of like you talk about old Big 8 baseball, all sports stadium baseball. Those are the cardiac cowboys that those of us who grew up watching and listening to OSU baseball, that's what we got used to. And it kind of felt like, man, these guys are on a little bit of a roll. And so they win that game 9-6. They win game 2 in Tempe, secure the series. Now, they did lose game 3. It was 11-3 going in the 9th, and OSU scores 4, make it interesting. So they've got a little something in them that says, hey, we're not done until it's done. And so OSU baseball is on the up. They moved up to 26 in the RPI. OU's 20th. And I feel good about it, but I've also felt good before when you're riding a pretty good wave and then you get slapped in the face, because that's what happened when I was there. Is we got our way in the tournament, and then sometimes once the pressure games start, you kind of maybe wilt a little bit. We've done that before. What are your thoughts on OU and kind of their latest week?
And baseball, they get Spencer's
voice.
Spencer's been following this. I know they lost 2 out of 3 to the Razorbacks in Fayetteville. Gave up 12 runs, and in the game that they won, they gave up 10 runs. They won. They scored a touchdown late and won 14-10 in game 3 on Sunday. But man, they're struggling. I've said this last week. They're very inconsistent right now, but especially the pitching staff. Now, I did see that. Now they are still projected to be a 2 seed in 3 different prognostications. Is that a word that I saw today? In the number 2 seed in the Lincoln Regional, 2 in Tallahassee, and 2 in Hattiesburg. So,
okay,
obviously nationally they're still thought highly of. I know Skip Johnson is changing the rotation up this week, thanks to the voice of the Sooners, Toby Rowland's Twitter page today. I found this out.
Some insider information there.
Yeah, exactly. What's on Twitter, so they're moving. Cam Johnson is now their number 1 starter. He's going to go tomorrow night. Friday is going to be Xander Mercurius, and then they're sticking with Cord Rager, who's a freshman from Maypearl, as their number is their 3rd game starter. And that dude, he's a freshman, true freshman. He's good. He can bring it. I saw him pitch at Globi Field early in the year against TCU, and that dude, he can throw it 97, 98. But they play Arkansas or Tennessee this week at Bricktown, and I wish I was going, but I'm not. But they need to win 2 out of 3. They need to get some momentum going forward, going into the SEC tournament. And they've lost their last 2 series for sure, maybe the last 3. And they're just, they're on struggle right now. They're hitting the ball. They've scored some runs against Arkansas, but I told you, gave up 34 runs in 3 games. So that's not going to win a lot of games come postseason.
I mean, a lot of teams, for what it's worth, a lot of teams lose 2 out of 3 at Arkansas. I mean, that's a tough place to play. They fill the stadium. Van Horn has a lot of talent every year. He coaches them up, so nothing to hang your hat. But yes, the runs allowed. That's not Sooner pitching that I've seen this year.
That's not Skip Johnson pitching.
That's not Skip Johnson pitching. So yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Softball, man, they're up 5-0 in the 2nd inning against Georgia and imploded. I mean, started giving up runs, couldn't hit the ball, and you just saw stuff from an OU softball team you don't see. They had no. It seemed like there was no energy in the dugout. They showed one time JT Gasso's over there, got him circled around him. He's ripping them, and you just don't see that. You don't have to do that to an OU softball team, and that it was baffling to me. But maybe in the long run it'll be good. Gives them time to kind of reset and go in. They're obviously hosting the regional. They're the number 1 seed in the regional, number 3 overall, playing Binghamton, who I didn't even know had a softball team. And then Kansas and Michigan is also in that regional. So, Grant, you can probably know more about Kansas softball than I do. I mean, they ain't good, or
no? I mean, they're okay. They were in Stillwater last weekend. And remember, that's the series where they run-ruled OSU. They run-ruled OSU in game 2 when Ruby Milan didn't pitch. But then I think OSU handed it to them the other 2 games that she did. So they're okay. You know what I mean? But I don't see the Sooners having any issues with them.
I mean, total faith in Patty Gasso. Faith in Patty Gasso. She's the GOAT, and she's going to get them right. And I think they'll get through the regional, and they're going to match up with the Eugene regional if they win that regional. Spencer, you got anything on OU basketball, softball, or baseball?
I will tell you this. I will tell you that after that, I will tell you exactly whenever I started trying to, I don't want to say doubt, but had my worries, had my feelings about OU when they lost to Oklahoma State in the middle of the week. It seems that's where the kind of a shift of we're not superhuman like we have been all year. And then that following weekend, we end up getting drilled by, I think it was Arkansas or Alabama, someone that they played after Oklahoma State. I think I'm so glad that the young lady from UCLA has went ahead and did the record thing, so we can all just play softball.
That's affected Kendall Wells. That's affected
all
her.
Get back, because it has been an all or nothing type of situation every time she gets up, and there's some added pressure that didn't need to be there. I will also say that I will agree that they were flat. I will agree that I don't know if they weren't ready. I don't know if they know how to handle the target on their back. Being number one is nice to be number one, but everybody's giving you their best game.
A lot of freshmen.
So I think going down to number 3 helps them out. I think going back to the friendly confines of, I would say Marita Hines Field, but it's not named Marita Hines. But I think it's going to be nice to get back home. I will tell you, Gajewski Gaeski, is that his name? That young man, for some reason or another, he gets them ready to go. And I don't care what you say. If they can make a tournament, they're going to make a run. And they find somebody that can pitch other than that other chick. That's their number one out there. They find timely hits. They start doing a whole lot of things that is winning baseball or winning softball. If it's not the long game, it's going to be the short game. If they're still in bases or what have you, I'm extremely impressed because he always seems that they start off really, really slow, and then maybe it is the OU game that goes, you know what, we can play with the best. We done beat the best. Yeah. And so here we go.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was about to... it's funny that you guys even asked me to come on the show because after the SEC lost to Georgia that softball had, I swore off all competitive athletics. If you took score, I didn't care anymore. If it was a sport that took score, I was not going to watch it because I get too involved with it. But you guys are keeping me on the line, so
yes, sir.
Here I am.
Sounds good.
We're all happy about that. So, yeah, absolutely. No, I feel good
absolutely.
about it.
Yeah, and Spencer, I will always say L. Dale Mitchell Park. I will never say Kimry Family Stadium. It's just hard for me to. Hey, Spencer, funny story. I'm going to look back in time. I'm going to look back in time. Do you remember you and me and Matt and Red Kirby went to an OU baseball game one time? That's the last time before this year that I was in Kimry Family Stadium, and. We love you, Ragarm and Peterson. Bergie, there was this guy that played for Nebraska. His last name was Peterson. He played shortstop, and he made a couple of errors early in the game. And the OU fans absolutely torched this dude the rest of the night. And then there was a pitcher. I don't even know what the pitcher's name was for Nebraska. The Nebraska coach would not take him out, and OU's hammering him. And this guy behind us is yelling, "We love you, Ragarm. We love you, Ragarm." And they said the catcher's done everything except shoot a flare into the air to call for the coach to come out and take him out. It was hilarious. I remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday. That was hilarious.
That's pretty funny. I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that.
All right. Anything else on OU OSU, guys?
No. Hey, one last thing and short responses here because I know we're getting to the 47-minute mark.
Yeah, we're good.
Does either one of y'all know where the Big 12 baseball tournament is this year?
Is it not it's not in OKC?
See, Spencer, you have any idea?
We have not been showcased here.
Right.
Oh wait, yeah, I do know.
Tell me.
It's in Surprise, Arizona.
It's in Surprise, Arizona, at the home of the Rangers and Royals spring break facility. And Josh is pissed. Like he's like, bro, like what are we doing? I get it though. Like Big 12 without OU doesn't feel like the Big 12 sometimes. But you have the basketball tournament in Kansas City. You have football in Dallas. So I think they're just trying to throw a bone to our Western schools that have joined. But yeah, like it doesn't feel. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like you said, a purist back in the day. Like at Bricktown or All Sports, there was something about that tournament there. So, yeah, it's at a spring training facility for the Rangers.
Well,
I do remember that now.
What's weird is that they had the Big 12 softball at Hall of Fame Stadium, and OU's playing in a Bush League Kentucky softball diamond down for the SEC, which, yikes. That's, wow.
Sadly, they only got to play one game there, though. So they got to leave there in a hurry. But
yes.
All right, let's move on. Our two country bumpkins pretending to know soccer segment, World Cup. We will be revealing our teams next week. Correct,
next
Bergie?
week.
That's the plan.
That's right. 7 days from right now, you will know the teams that we have adopted for the World Cup. Spencer, you have any interest in that?
I actually thought I was going to go ahead and give my team today.
Okay.
Oh, hey, if
go
you
ahead.
want to, go ahead.
And
sure.
I am. You know
this commits you to come. You know this commits you to coming back, right? So we can.
I'd be honored to come back.
Okay. Now that I've thrown you under the bus, you're coming back.
I was torn between Sweden and Senegal. I like how Senegal comes out my mouth. Sweden, because I've seen it before. It's got my school colors in there for where I currently work. It's beautiful people there. Seems like they always pump out some nice athletes there or what have you. And then I got looking at their ranking and how many times they've been there.
Okay.
But the Senegal, the Senegal, man, I am.
It's official?
Hey, they're greedy.
Yeah.
They have they're a bunch of dogs, and what I mean by that is that I don't want to say they have third world problems that we don't understand about here in America, but their poverty level is 40%, which means that some of these folks that are on that team came from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah.
So
good point.
And they're number 14th.
They're not bad.
They're better than Mexico. Now, here's the caveat. They gonna come up with a loss. I mean, and maybe that's why we play the game. But out the gate, they play France.
They're in the group of death.
Ooh,
they play
yeah.
France.
I remember the group of death.
Yep.
And so maybe that's. Hey, I'm going to be positive and think, hey, if you want to be able to hang with the big dogs, you gotta beat the big dogs.
Exactly.
If you wanted to be a starter at Lawton Eisenhower, you better figure out how to get some speed. And if that meant you needed to run track, you better get on the track team. Or just figure out that, hey, what niche can I do to be effective on this team? I think that's what Senegal's all about. I think they can run.
It's a good pick.
Definitely.
I like his name is Sadio Mane. He is their leader. He does their everything. He doesn't get hurt. Again, third world problems, but they're not third world. But they're impoverished. They got some impoverished problems. He's hungry and literally probably really hungry and no disrespect, but I think there's something to be said about that. So that's my pick. I'm going to get my pick for this week.
Absolutely.
I love it. Senegal.
Okay, Spencer has set the bar high for presentation of our teams, man.
That's right. That's a good pick, and they're highly ranked.
It is a good pick.
Yeah, if they beat France that first round, like there's that old saying, like if you beat the 1 seed, you become the 1 seed. Like they're gonna.
I agree.
That could be a pivotal game right off the bat. So good call. I like that.
Yeah, that was one of the teams that I was, when I was looking through mine. I've got it down to 2. I've got it down to 2. So.
Well, I'll lead off. I'll lead off next Thursday because I only have one. I got one.
No. I'm going to pick one, but I'm down to 2. One. I know where I'm leaning though. I'm leaning heavily on one. But what do we have?
I think my jersey's coming from Hong Kong. So, for what that's worth.
Oh.
I think couldn't tell.
Yeah. Bergie sent me a text today in Chinese. I've never seen that. Gotten a text in Chinese before.
I was checking the parcel, like tracking the package, and it went to a different language. I was like, what is that? So I threw that in a Google box, and it said, it took off today. It's like, well, I hope that's a plane. I don't know what they're talking about. So as long as they're not going through this, never mind. I'm not going to get political. I was about to say,
I know.
Said it through a script. We're not going to do that.
We already ripped on Iran last week, so
yeah.
All right.
Let's leave them alone. All right.
Okay.
I like that.
We're to bold predictions. First of all, let's recap last week. Man, last night I said that series for the Wolves and the Spurs would be 3-2 going into our show today when we recorded today on Wednesday. And man, when they got it tied last night, I thought, okay, they're fixing to get, and then something woke up in the Spurs and they took off one by what? End up winning by 25 or 30. I didn't even watch the end of it.
Yeah.
They were so far ahead. So I did not hit my bold prediction. It's now 3-2 Spurs. I think the Wolves might win Game 6. I don't know, but Spurs are going to win the series in 7. That's not my bold prediction, but I'm just recapping last week. So
gotcha. And my quick recap was that I did pick the Bulls to win the NBA lottery, and while I guess officially you can call that an L, and I'm not begging for scraps here, but they were the only team to move up 5 spots and actually got themselves in the top 4. So the big winners from last Sunday was the Bulls, but did they get to that number 1 slot? No. But I'm starting to see a pattern develop because Chief Wallaby 2 weeks ago was my horse to win the Kentucky Derby, got 4th. Well, guess what the Bulls are picking? They're picking 4th. And so I'm wondering if my bold prediction this week will also result in some sort of 4th place finish. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Well, this week, you want to lead us off, Grant, on the bold prediction for the week?
Okay, so new prediction for this week. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, our bold predictions for week 3.
Okay. Well, let's go to the PGA Championship. Okay, let's go to the suburbs of Western Philadelphia, and a course that was built in 1928, finished in 1928, okay? It's a Donald Ross design. It was refurbished, I guess, in 2016. The last event that was played last PGA event was played at that course was in 2018. It was the B&W Championships. And I think I know that was 8 years ago, right? But I think there's still some validity to looking into how people 8 years ago played at that course. Keegan Bradley, the captain of the U.S. Ryder Cup team, he actually won in a playoff with Justin Rose. McIlroy finished 6th. A guy named Eldrick Woods finished right behind McIlroy. And this is where I'm getting at with my bold prediction, which is Ricky Fowler and Tommy Fleetwood tied for 8th. Mm-hmm. And this was once again and I guess I'm pronouncing this correctly. I'm not sure. The Aronimink Golf Club in like I said, suburban Philadelphia. That day, Ricky Fowler, that weekend, Tommy Fleetwood tie for 8th. Okay? Well, if I look at last week, the most recent PGA tournament, the Truist Championships, Ricky Fowler tied for 2nd, and Tommy Fleetwood tied for 5th. So now I'm thinking, okay, we got 2 pretty hot golfers that have had some success at the course that the PGA Championship is being played on. So now I'm doing my math. I'm putting it all together. And the last piece of information I'll provide to you about the PGA Championship is this course is a par 70. There's only 2 par 5s, right? And it doesn't favor your long hitters. Typically, that's what's wrong with golf right now is people, the equipment, the strength. Golfers can overpower courses, hit it over the traps. This golf course is redesigned to put the landing areas and fairways at maybe 30 yards across, bunkers everywhere in groups of 2 or 3. So that course is going to require you not only to drive the ball straight. The greens are big, but they have a lot of deep slopes on the greens. You're going to have to pick the right quadrant to land the ball in. And it's going to take an all-around golfer, right? And, of course, Scotty Scheffler is the number 1 guy to come to mind. He's actually the odds-on favorite with Vegas. McIlroy's 2nd, Cam Young 3rd. But I think, when I look down to one of my guys from 2018 that had some success there, I'm going to go to the 22-1 favorite. I'm sorry, the 22-1 odds to win the PGA Championship. I'm going to go with the Englishman, Tommy Fleetwood, for several reasons. But I put those together for you, and I hope he doesn't finish in 4th.
Well, for your sake, I hope he does too. Hope he finishes 2nd. All right, Spencer, you got a bold prediction for us?
Well, I kind of already alluded to it, but I didn't know if does it still need to be about golf or is this any take on it?
Whatever you want, young man.
Any sport.
Okay, I'm gonna my bold prediction is that I just don't think that the Knicks are going. I think Detroit's going to come out the East. I think they're going to. They will beat the Knicks. I think they will beat Cleveland, and they will be playing in the Knicks. And I believe, and we can wait till next week or whatever. But yep. I'm calling it now. I'm gonna call it right now. The Knicks will not come out the East.
Okay, you heard it there.
The East.
Okay,
you heard it there. That's bold. I'll take it.
That is pretty bold. Mm-hmm. Almost as bold as somebody picking the Sixers to beat the Celtics, which happened 2 weeks ago.
God Almighty! Here we go.
Yeah, well, I know.
Coach Kirb, fire away.
And this is obviously not information that I knew. I did some research on it, so everybody knows. I do enjoy watching majors, major golf championship, and
Okay.
There's other golf tournaments I watch as well, but I'm always zeroed in on the majors, especially the Masters. So my pick is coming from the PGA Championship as well. And the guy that I'm picking has already had a runner-up finish in 2026. He has top five finishes in 2026. So I think he's right. I think he's ready to make a move to win this thing. He won the Houston Open a year ago. And so
Is he a Sooner? Is he a Sooner?
No.
Okay. I thought you were going with Chris Goddard up there, who's a good golfer. Don't get me wrong. But
no, he's not
okay.
a golfer. No, he's not a Sooner. He's not a Sooner.
Okay.
So I haven't even thought about researching any Sooners, but anyway.
Hey, he's good. He's an up-and-comer.
If this guy can get on a roll after day one, he's not going to probably be on the leaderboard, high on the leaderboard. Now this is going to air tomorrow night. So by the time we air tomorrow night, he may be in 130th place. I don't know. But I think this guy's going to make a push this week, and his name is, ready, guys?
I'm ready.
Min Woo Lee.
Oh,
Min Woo Lee. Okay.
Min Woo Lee. I think just from, and I've watched him some. I watched him in some previous tournaments and kind of did some reading up on him. Again, I'm not pulling this off my head. Y'all know I had to read up on this stuff to find out. And there's some other like technical golf stuff that I've found out about him that I'm not going to say because I won't know what I'm talking about, and y'all know that.
Kind of like soccer.
Yeah, kind of like soccer. But no, I think I know more about soccer than I do. I like to enjoy playing golf, but I'm terrible.
Okay.
But anyway, Min Woo Lee is my pick to win the PGA Championship.
That's pretty bold, and because I'm looking at the odds from like the
it's
top,
up there.
Yeah, he's not. And he's no better than 60-1 right now. So I mean, you bring the thunder when you make your picks. You bring the thunder, young man.
Yeah. It's a bold pick. It's a bold pick.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
Grant, you want to lead us on this next side? It's not a bold
we're
prediction.
gonna do a little side. Like I said, we got to get back to the horses. Got to get back to the horses. 2 weeks ago we talked about how the Triple Crown is difficult because a lot of people don't run their horses every 2 weeks. It's a lot on those animals. There's a couple of horses that are running this Saturday at the Preakness, which is in Baltimore, that did run in the Kentucky Derby. Mm-hmm. And I will say that I'm going to stay far clear from those, only for those reasons just mentioned. The winner of the Derby is skipping the Preakness and saving up for the Belmont, which is in 2 weeks in the outskirts of New York City. So I'm going to go, and Coach Kirb, you made a little reference to this one a few weeks ago, but you remember that horse, the old gray mare that bucked off and did a backflip in the gates? Well, guess what? He didn't actually run in the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, that's a great point.
So his legs are fresh.
Oh.
He's a gray mare, beautiful horse. And Mr. Braggs, what shoot number do you think he's coming out of for me to want to pick it?
That would be number 13.
That's correct. This horse is calling me because it's now an underdog. It's coming from this disastrous Kentucky Derby situation. It's in the 13 slot, and it's a gray mare. So you're going to have to give me Great White, which is sitting at a 15-1 odds to go ahead and win that Preakness.
Okay. I would have guessed 13 too, because I do remember that was your number back in the day. That's the one I would have picked for you as well.
Still there. My son wears it.
That's a great pick. I forgot he didn't run. Hopefully he doesn't pull out before the race starts like he did last week or 2 weeks ago. That would suck.
That's fair.
I felt so bad for that jockey. But Spencer, you got a Preakness pick for us?
I do. And mine, I don't know anything about the ponies and about running and racing or whatever. So when I did my research, I'm trying to figure out if any horse ran up the street at Remington Park. That's who I was going to go try to figure out.
Okay.
And to no avail, none. And then I thought, well, I'm going to stay away from the high dollar horses. All these horses that you go in there, they were purchased for $475,000 in the hopes that their mama and daddy had come together and made this super horse that probably don't want to run.
Yeah.
So again, I'm all about the grit. My horse is probably going to be next to your horse, Mr. Bergie.
Oh.
This horse won the Virginia Derby and placed 6th in the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
So he's not afraid of the lights. He ain't afraid of the lights. He ain't afraid of the competition.
He'll run every 2 weeks.
He'll run every 2 weeks. I mean, the trainer. That's why you got trained. and the jockey is Jaime Torres. I don't know if you know him because I don't. But he's not a stranger to the Preakness, winning the Preakness in 24.
You've done your homework, young man.
Way more than I did.
You got a veteran that's not afraid to get on a horse that's been in the big lights, ran their Daytona.
Yeah.
And I like it because I like the Disney Pixar movie Bolt, my horse running out of gate 12. Incredibolt. Got the Incredibles, got Bolt. You can't mess with Disney.
Yeah. Okay.
5-1. 5-1 odds. 5-1 odds, guys.
Okay.
What are the odds of your horse, Bergie?
15-1.
Okay. All right. Hey, I don't really know how this horse I'm fixing to say has done this year. I have no idea. I have no clue. I'm picking this horse on name only.
Yes.
Let me guess.
Everybody,
the hell you say?
The
hell you say?
Both of you guys say no.
Oh, is it
Martin
not from Step Brothers?
Y'all, both of you guys know Martin Dean, right? Hey, Coach
Yes, sir.
Dean.
Yeah.
Hope you're watching. He has a saying that he always says, if y'all remember, the hell you say.
Hell you say? I knew it.
My horse is sitting at 15-1, which means he's probably going to get left at the gate. I'm picking him on name only. The name just grabbed me. Horse number 7, The Hell We Did.
The Hell We Did. Man, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that name, and I don't know, something about it just stuck out, and I think the 15-1 is going to bring somebody some freaking money this week.
Yeah, and if that horse wins it, that's going to be your call sign. You're going to be like, the hell we did, and you're just going to...
You got that right.
Yeah, the hell we did. So, all right, good picks there, gentlemen. Just give us a little extra, motivation to watch that Derby or that horse race. Just so you know, I did misspeak a couple of weeks ago when it's supposed to be at the Pimlico racehorse track. That is actually under construction since the last Preakness. So they moved it to some like Remington Park type place just outside of Baltimore. Holds only like 4,800 people, so it may not be the spectacle that typically happens at the Preakness, but that's okay. We just do it for 1 year.
Right up Incredibolt's alley.
It's
right up.
It's more
it's more intimate. It's more intimate.
Yep.
Yes.
They're just bringing the thunder with this big. Yeah, goodness gracious.
He is. He's all in. I appreciate that.
I like it. Yeah. All right, we are introducing a new segment, and you guys that are watching that saw my promos are probably sick of seeing my face talk about this. We're going to do a little Q&A or comments, questions. However, we're going to do this every week at the end of the podcast. So going forward, there's a chance that you'll get read on the air. We don't have a lot this week because we just didn't put it out there till yesterday. So, by all means, drop questions, whatever platform you watch us on, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, any of those, make sure, drop us some questions. So y'all ready for this?
Just make some comments. Yeah, go for it. What do you got?
We'll read them. The first one is probably for me, and Spin can probably jump in on this one. This is from my old buddy, neighbor down the street, grew up with him, Mike Webb. Coach, what is your thoughts on Porter Moser at the helm of OU's men's basketball? I think I've made the comment here. Spencer, you may disagree with this because I know you're an OU guy too. I like Porter Moser. I really do. I think he's been hamstrung by, NIL and by transfer portal. Not really, more transfer portal. This is, and Bergie, you know, I've said on the previous episodes, this is the first year he hasn't had to completely rebuild a roster. He's got 4 solid guys coming back. He's got Darian Reed, who was a starter, averaged 15 points a game the last part of the season. Xavier Brown, second leading scorer on the team last year, averaged 16 a game, started every game. Kai Rogers, he's a 6'10" guy. He didn't really play much until the postseason. In that championship game in Vegas in the Crown, he played well. I think he got in foul trouble, if I remember right. But he's coming back. And then a guy who I love as a Sooner, I'd probably hate him if he played somewhere else, Dayton Forsythe. He's just one of those guys that I think if he played anywhere else, I couldn't stand him because
from Dale, Oklahoma. His brother just won, I think, the State Player of the Year. I think.
Yeah. I don't know those 4. I really like him. I think he's a really good coach. And you know, the problem has been keeping guys there. And they've made a new commitment to NIL in the basketball program, and they're getting ready to build the, I guess, controversial Rock Creek Entertainment. So they broke ground on it yesterday. So, and that place looks like the renderings of it looks amazing. I mean, that place is going to be nice. I don't like it not being on campus, but that's just a personal thing with me. Yeah. But I think he's done a good job. Now, you can't lose 9 in a row to start SEC play and get in the NCAA tournament, and that's just too big of a hole to dig for yourself. I do think they need to start stronger. They need to make the tournament this next year. I really do. I mean, I think that, or he won't be back. He won't survive another year not making the NCAA tournament. Spencer, do you agree with that?
Well, my question was going to be 2 things. Number one, if you throw enough money at it, is it supposed to get better? And that's the question, is we're going to give them a bunch of money, and we're going to commit financially to trying to bring players in. My second question is the players that he brought in are the ones that they left. Why can't he keep them?
Good point.
Why can't he keep them? What's the deal? Is it because of the money? Is that a hand-in-hand thing? Or, hey, I like playing for this coach, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I mean, because all these players are going, and rightfully so. I think last week you had said some of the players, or one of the players, went to Kentucky. Well, if I could play at Kentucky, I probably would too. That's a true blue school.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But there are some other folks that were leaking and losing, and so I don't know. I don't know if we throw enough money at it, do we get the right players? And that's probably it. Are we getting the right players? Is his offense or his style of play right for the SEC versus is it just right for making a run in the tournament?
That's a fair question.
So I don't know. My biggest concern is it's a failure if we're asking the same question this time next year.
Well, we won't be, because if they're in this position, he won't be there after this year.
Right.
I mean, if they miss the tournament again, they're not going to keep him another year. That's what I think. But
no.
Grant, I mean, Bergie, do you have any thoughts on Porter Moser? I mean, I know you said
I think he's a good coach. I think he is struggling to keep players, but I also think a lot of coaches around the country are. It's just always the grass is greener. I tell you this: when OSU plays OU, I don't like our chances, because I think Coach Mosier is really good with his X's and O's, and his teams always perform, and it was no different this year. I think they played at Paycom there in downtown Oklahoma City, and it really wasn't much of a game. So from an outsider's perspective, man, that's the other thought is who the hell's you going to get that's better? You know what I mean? Because OSU just got done getting rid of Mike Boynton. I think there's some buyer's remorse there. Everybody loved Mike Boynton. He was a great guy. He's now at Michigan and just, was an assistant for the national champions. And some Cowboy fans are calling for him, hey, let's bring him back, because they realize, like, the current coach we have, he's awesome too. Right. He just lost his whole roster for the most part. So I don't know. It's maybe not a Porter Mosier issue, but there's a lot of kids in Division I basketball that are on that transfer list.
Okay. All right. Our next question kind of ties into transfer portal, and I will let you. This is from a lady named Melissa Kirby. Do y'all know who that is?
Oh,
I've met her. Who is she?
the lovely Mrs. Kirby sent a question. How can, and again, this kind of ties into Porter Moser and transfer portal. Almost said UIL. How can you build your team and bond if the players are allowed to come and go? What do y'all think on that?
Well, ask what's his name at Arkansas. He does it every year. He did it every year at Kentucky when he was there. What's that dude's name?
Calipari?
What's the head Yeah, John Calipari. He was replenishing rosters every year as well. Some people, I don't know, maybe it's honesty. Hey, you're using me and I'm going to use you. Yep. But he also had the resume of getting people to the next level. And let's be honest, if I had a chance to be able to play at the NBA level, that's probably where I'm going to go, is what program is pumping out those types of players. Now, Porter Moser had what? Trae Young? Did he coach Trae Young?
I don't know.
No, that was long. That was Lon Kruger.
Lon.
Yeah.
So, who has Porter Moser pumped out? We have a selfish.
Fears, good player.
Yeah, Jeremiah Fears. You're right.
Fears.
He's a good player.
I forgot about him.
You're right. Jeremiah Fears. But I mean, we're in this world where kids are very, very selfish, and it's a what's in it for me first, and whatever happens next is great. But I'm gonna take care of me first. That's just
and
you're right.
No, that's a great point. And I think whatever that looks like, however you get, and it's a great question, Melissa. How do you get kids? And Spencer said it right earlier. It's like it's not even a year contract. It's 6 months, right? And so, how do you get them to buy in? I think you got to go to the coaches clinic where the keynote speaker is Kirk Signetti. Google me. What did he do? He brought dudes from all over Division II, James Madison. He was bringing dudes from everywhere, and just pumped out a machine there in Indiana. I don't know. Like, it would be worth it if I'm a head football coach. I'm going to take me and my staff, and we're going to go visit IU in Bloomington, and we're going to sit there and pick their brains and see where they went right that maybe some of us are going wrong. But you're right. It's a new world, and you got to be open and honest with them. You got to tell them that hey, you know, my goal is to get you to the league, and I need you to put some good, you know, tape out there, and that's going to make our team better. And then you just got to get real creative. You know, you got all this money now that your program is pumping in. What can you use that money for to get teams to buy in, to get kids to buy in to what you're selling? That creativity, I'm sure, is there's some next level stuff happening out there, I'm sure. Coach Kirb, what do you thought?
I mean, I agree with what y'all said. There are so many opportunities out there, money wise, and unfortunately in 2026, that's what kids look to. That's just the way. It's just the way it is these days. There's not a lot of what was the word, bonding and team unity.
Team building.
Team building. That sadly, that's pretty rare these days. You know, in basketball, you lose. In football, you lose 5 or 6 guys. Okay, basketball, you lose 5 or 6 guys off your roster. That hurts.
Turn it over.
And and Porter Moser's been losing 8 and 10 guys. So, and I know that's a big criticism of him, and that's fair. But anyway, okay, moving on.
Yep.
Next question. This is from Mike Webb's younger brother and class of 1983 with yours truly from Lawton Eisenhower High School, Randy Webb.
Oh.
Can we trust Mateer, and can we trust the run game? Spencer, you want to jump on that one?
Ooh. Oh, I don't. I think.
Did we lose him?
I don't know. I think they said all the right things during the spring. But I'm a big proponent of what product you're going to throw out there in September. And they should beat up on their first opponent. Who are they playing? Popcorn University or something like that.
Lawton Barber College, I think.
Yeah, I want to see them play against Michigan. That's when I'll know that, hey, maybe we got something going on here. We do have a true tight end. I know that everybody said that was kind of an issue where it probably hamstrung the offensive coordinator and not being able to do some of the things that he's probably accustomed to doing. But now we got him. You got him in spades now. So
got 3 of them.
Here we go. I don't think the tight end is one of those people that's going, cover up the front 5. The front 5 is what makes it all go. So we need to make sure that the front 5, that center, 2 guards, 2 tackles, are the ones that are all on the same page and all pushing in the right direction. So I think it will be better, because that's just kind of how it is when you're underneath the system and kind of know the expectation of that system. It'll be better. It'd be real nice to shell out a 100-yard rusher and a 200-yard passing game and be able to call it 42-7, and everybody gets out and nobody's hurt and every special teams plays well. All phases is great, but we need to wait till September.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. Randy Webb, that's a great question. I know you think like I do. I miss OU having a running game. I'm an old O-line coach forever, and I played O-line. The fact that they haven't been able to run the football has absolutely driven me nuts. But like you said, I think getting the tight ends are going to help the running game a lot, especially when it comes to outside zone. They look good in the spring game. Again, you're playing your number 2s in the spring game, so you're playing against your number 2s. I get that. The running back room, Des Walker looked really good running the ball in the spring game. Torrey Blaylock and Xavier Robinson didn't play in the spring game. But I think they have 5 good guys in that running back room. I really do. And the offensive line is going to – I know I'm biased. I think that OU has the best offensive line coach in the business, Bill Bedenbaugh. I think he's the best there is. I know the running game is not – and that's on him. It is. It's on him. But not to use injuries as an excuse, but they've had a lot of injuries in the O-line. 2 years ago, it was ridiculous. 2 years ago, the receiver room was decimated by injuries. And, again, I know it sounds like excuses. Maybe it is, but it's a fact. They got to stay healthy. When it comes to John Mateer, Mateer was not the same quarterback after he broke his thumb.
Agreed.
Why they played him against Texas, I'll never know. He had no business playing in that football game. I was like, okay, if he's healthy, he can play. He wasn't healthy. He was not healthy. He was not the same quarterback that he was in the Michigan game the rest of the year. And they and I talked about the running back room. They got to have something from their running backs, because they can't run him. Bergie, you and I have talked about this a couple weeks ago. They can't run him 19 times in the SEC.
Yeah. He can't be the leading rusher.
Yeah, he won't survive. He just won't. He can't take those hits. Now, I was at the Alabama game last year when he had that touchdown run, and it was great, man. But, man, it just scared me, him getting banged around like that all the way to the end zone, and he just gets up. So, yeah, I think we can trust Mateer, but we got to put him in good situations. And I think, oh, my God, I blank on our offensive coordinator's name. Arbuckle. My gosh, I had an old age moment there for a second. I think he'll put him in some good spots, and I think he's going to be able to do some stuff as far as calling plays that he couldn't do last year because, like you said, Spen, of the tight end situation. So, anyway, we'll see. We'll know in September. We'll know week 2 when they go to Ann Arbor, 11 a.m. It was announced last week. I just love those 11 a.m. starts.
I do too.
All right, last question. This is probably going to be a Bergie question.
Oh,
Spencer, I think you know this guy that's sending this question. His name is Paco McDonald.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes.
Excuse me, Quentin Paco McDonald.
Yes.
Do you think OSU wrestling will knock Penn State off this coming year?
Man, don't tease me with OSU wrestling. Paco, man, I appreciate you, bud. It's been a long time. I hope you're doing well. No, the answer is no. They're not. They are. I'm a big homer when it comes to OSU wrestling. They had a phenomenal run this year. They finished runner-up to Penn State NCAA tournaments. Had several, NCAA champions, freshmen. They even had some other freshmen that thought they were going to win it, and in the higher weights, and didn't. They return everybody essentially, and still, with all that being said, Penn State may have their best team ever next year. And this is the team that just came off setting the NCAA tournament record for points 2 years ago, and then eclipsing their own mark last year. That is an absolute juggernaut in Happy Valley. I will say, Paco, man, give us 2 years. We just brought in the top recruiting class in the country. I don't know where they're going to get in the lineup, to be honest with you, because, like I said, we're bringing back a stacked group. Penn State they essentially lost Bo Bartlett at 141, and they lost Greg Kirkville, who was their heavyweight. He was probably the weak spot in their lineup, and they're just going to reload. They've got, I don't know, 5 dudes, maybe even 6 that'll be number 1 in the country in their weights, which is absurd. Looking at Lillendahl, Blaze, Messenbrink, PJ Duke, and Josh Barr. Those guys are just machines. And so, man, there's a lot of online chatter between OU and OSU wrestling people, and I'm glad that OSU's fans are optimistic, and it's been a resurgence, and it's been awesome. However, we're not there yet. We are not there yet, but I think we have put some distance between us and whoever's behind us, right? Which next year I believe Virginia Tech is going to be the squad to maybe take over that 3rd spot, maybe Ohio State again. We have distanced ourselves from them. Iowa's not as strong as they have been, but Penn State's just another animal. But I appreciate you asking that question, and I look forward to hopefully being wrong, because, like I said, a lot of Poke fans are a little more optimistic than I am. I'm just kind of a realist, that's all.
We are going to get into some wrestling talk. I have to get myself coached up on some OU wrestling, because I don't. And the funny is, I enjoy watching wrestling. I just don't follow it like I should. Spencer, didn't you have an abbreviated wrestling career?
6 and 6. You didn't know which one was coming out. You didn't know if I was coming out. 6 and 6. You didn't know. Hey, if I was feeling good,
man,
I would make it happen. But if I didn't want to be there, I was not one that wanted to count lights and things like that. You weren't. I was a fighter. I fought my rear end off. I did take a little pride in that, and I have the utmost respect for that sport. I think it makes better athletes all the way around, especially if you are someone that's trying to play football and learn about leverage and balance and things of that nature. That is the sport to get into, but not for me. I like to eat, and I'm not very disciplined when it comes to weight and things of that nature. But have the utmost respect for the sport, and it takes a special type of person to be that athlete.
It definitely does. It does. I never wrestled, never had a desire to. They tried to get me to in junior high to wrestle heavyweight, and I wanted to be in the weight room. I didn't really have any desire to do that. But anyway, anything else? That's all the questions. Hey, everybody that sent in questions, thank you. And going forward, please send us questions, comments, opinions. Again, stuff you'd like for us to cover on here, and just let us know. We're pretty flexible. But
we want to talk to and have that communication with those people that that have taken the time to watch us and listen to us. So we really appreciate you guys. We want to make sure that we have an ongoing two-way communication if that's possible. So please feel free to throw in anything. And if you think, my hat is ugly, or if you think Mr. Braggs' jersey in the background is kind of stupid, then fire away. Like, that's okay. It's not gonna hurt our feelings, and we just love having these conversations, whether it's about specific sports or just about life in general. We're all on board. So Spencer, man, just last words on my part. I really appreciate you, bud. It's good to see you again. I hope you and your family are doing well. I got nothing but love for you, and I hope everything's going well in your world, buddy.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks you for having me, man. I really didn't think I was going to be able to make it 10 minutes, but much less. I'm looking at the timer, and it looks like it's about an hour and a half. This has been a blast, fellas, and I appreciate you guys letting me just be able to spout off on whatever topic that you guys allow me to talk about, man. Thank you.
We want you to come back. We don't want this to be a one-time thing. I don't know, monthly, bi-monthly, something like that. especially during Grant and I have talked about football season. We may have a 2-hour episode during football season. I see it coming. I see it because y'all, I know how I am, and y'all are the same way. But we want you to come back whenever you want. We got to get Matt Hardy on here. I know I keep saying that, but he's got the new little one at home and all that, which I completely understand. But we're going to get him on here. That's it for tonight. Kind of a plug for next week. Again, we're going to reveal our World Cup teams. Two country bumpkins pretending to know soccer. That's what we are officially calling that. Right, Bergie?
Spencer, who's your team again?
Actually,
Senegal.
It's actually 3 country bumpkins that think they know, that pretend to know soccer.
There's fact there.
Yeah. But next week we have another guest joining us.
Oh,
I don't even.
all right.
Spencer's not even aware of this.
Okay.
Another former Lawton Eisenhower football player who was an All-State at defensive line, played at OU, played for the New Orleans Saints and the Washington Redskins. Martin Chase will be joining us next week.
Wow.
Martin Chase will be joining us. So we're looking forward to that, to talk. He won't be with us the entire episode. He'll be with us the first segment, but we'll catch up with him, find out his thoughts on playing for the Sooners, the NFL, and get his takes on some NIL. But otherwise, that's it. Anything else, guys, before we close it out?
NFL schedule comes out tonight,
Yes.
which
Yes.
actually is tomorrow from when we're filming this, but looking forward to possibly visiting some of those schedules maybe possibly next week.
Yep, definitely. We'll get into that. We'll have our bold predictions, see how we did, and make new ones, and keep this thing rolling. Thanks again, everyone. Tonight we are 3 Okies. 3 Okies. Just getting it done.
Getting her done.
Appreciate y'all. He's Spencer. He's Bergie. I'm Coach Kirb. This is Coach Kirb Sports Talk.